Hello everyone, welcome back. First of all, I am sorry for bringing this tutorial a bit late due to some unavoidable situations, and I would like to thank you for your patience. In today's session, we are going to learn about the procedures and functions in PostgreSQL. We will see what they are and how we can use them in a simple way. In our last session, we have created a table, book details, and we have added two entries there, like this way, where we have calculated the profit manually, right? Today, we will see how we can use a function, and then we will use how we can use the procedures to get this profit automatically. Sounds interesting? Let's get started. Before we proceed, let's have a few more items added to this list. Okay, so now we are having total 10 entries. The last one we don't need the comma separation. Let me go ahead and select this query and hit run, execute. So it's executed. Let's see whether we are having um, all other items added to the table or not. Yes, we do have. But if you see a problem, we are having the duplicate entry for book A and book B because it was added earlier and then we ran this query. So it added from A once again, right? So we have the book ID specifically, right? So we can delete using the book IDs. How we can delete the duplicate rows? So we know that 1 and 2 are having the duplicates, right? One book ID 1 and 2. We are going to delete this 2 one. So let's delete from. Now we have to declare the table. So the table name is book details. So we can copy paste from book details. And then in this table where we need those to be get deleted. So we need where book ID, book ID in 1 and 2. Okay. So we are using in because we are going to delete multiple entries, right? Multiple rows. So that's why. So let's execute this. Okay. Query returned. Fine. Let's run and see how it looks like. Okay, so it looks fine. We are not having the duplicate entries, but if you just can see, the book ID is starting from 3, right? We want 1, 2, 3 like this way in a serial order. Why it is the book ID starting from 3? Because it is having the history within it, right? So we have to reset or restart the identity of the Excel, right? It is keeping the identity locked. So that's why it is starting from 3. So how we can reset it? We can say truncate table. Then we have to declare the table name that we already have copied the book details, and then restart. And then what we have to restart? We have to restart the identity, right? So IDENTITY identity, and then close it, end it, select and execute. Now let's see. Everything will be get deleted, though we have to run once again. So it's removed, everything resetted, restarted. So now just select the entire query once again, this insert query, and execute. Now we will check how it looks like. So we can see the table looks good, right? So we are having the book ID properly added and everything is fine. Okay, before we write the function, let's do one thing. Um, let's delete the profits out of it. Okay. Let's once again reset the identity and then add the table details without the profit. Since we are not adding the profit, right? So we have to remove this part as well. Like we are not adding anything into the profit section, right? So let's select and execute. So it's created. Now let's go ahead and check. Okay, so we are having the profits now. Now, the heat of the moment, we have to write the function to calculate the profit, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Function, function tutorial. Okay. So start writing the function the similar way, create or replace. Why we use the create or replace? Because in case in future you wanted to update your function, the logic, in that case you no need to go and delete the existing function and then um, create a new one. Okay, so the create or replace will automatically replace the existing one. You no need to go and manually delete. So that's why the create and replace used. After that, what we are creating, replacing, we are doing it for the function, right? So if you and CTION function. So this function is for, let's give a name of the function, calculate book profit. Perfect. Okay. Now we have to declare some other variables because the function itself is not going to calculate. You have to pass the parameter. Once the function is ready, you have to call that function, you have to pass the parameter, and then only it will calculate it, just like a calculator. So how we can do that? It is never recommended that you use the exact column names because the logic may get confused, right? For an example, we will use P, we are declaring P for parameter, and then let's say the first one is the purchase price, right? So we just can copy paste like this way. And then to calculate the price, we need the purchase price, we need the selling price, and the discount percentage. These are the three things we need, right? So one thing we declared, then once again, P underscore, then the selling price, and then we need the discount percent. These three, right? Percent. Okay. Now, you may ask me, right? Like, I just told that it is a variable, okay? And then I told like we shouldn't use the exact column name as the variable that we are declaring here in the function. Now why? Because um, let's assume like in a class there is a student who is sitting in the class, and then when the teacher came with another student from a different section or from a different class, because this lecture that this teacher is going to provide, it might need it for that student as well, or that student require a little more clarity of the specific topic that teacher is going to discuss today. Now let's say the student name is purchase price, and we are already having the same name student existing in that class. It happens in many cases, right? We are having two students with the same name. So now, when the teacher will call purchase price, please stand up. Then which student supposed to stand up and answer or to address the teacher, right? To avoid this confusion, we are having the p added so that the function or the logic is not going to get confused that it is calling the variable, the parameter that we have declared in our function, or it is actually the column that is there in the table. So for that reason, we are having this p added. I hope that it is clear. Now the next thing is, okay, so what we wanted to return, okay, one more thing. So we haven't mentioned something like, all those values, like, the variables, what kind of value it will contain. It will contain the numerics value only, right? So numeric. So you just have this for all. I'm copy pasting because returns the numeric, okay, as why I have given this $, because it is basically like a quote. Whenever you are writing the multiple lines, it simply say the saying that whatever inside this star $, and in $, symbols, it is basically the one recipe or the one logic. That's why. So begin. We are going to start calculating now. So begin. Um, Now return what we wanted to return. Return. Then how we will calculate? We will first get the percentage of the discount percentage, how much it is from the selling price. So how it will be? So P, we can simply copy, right, the selling price where we have declared. Okay. Then the discount percentage, how much it is? Uh, okay. And the discount percent should be divided by 100, right? So this is how we will get the percent of the discount, like how much exactly discount that we are getting out of selling price. Now the actual selling price, how we will get? We just have to deduct this discounted price from the selling price, right? So let's do that. So first it is calculate the first, we have given the first square bracket, right? So like what it is, so whatever inside the first square bracket, it is basically running first, right? It is the first thing that the logic will calculate. So it is first calculating the percentage, and then it is going to deduct it from the selling price. Okay, fine. So we are having that. Now we are having the actual selling price. Now from the actual selling price, we have to deduct the purchase price. So we will get the exact profit, right? So we will now deduct the purchase price. Once we are having the actual selling price out of it, then we will go with the go ahead and deduct the purchase price, and that's all. So we have started, and now let's end it. Uh, in the calculation, and here we are actually completing the menu, the logic, the complete logic is ending here, so we are ending it with the $, symbol. Now we have to tell what language it will use. It can use the different kind of scripts, but in this case we are using the SQL, pgSQL. So we will clear language. What language this query is written? Language. Now it's fine. Okay, select it and then execute. So it returns success. So you can see it returns success. So go ahead and see whether we are having the new functions added or not. Just refresh it. You can see the calculate book of profit is added. Okay. Now let's call the function and see whether it works or not. Okay. So the purchase price, we will just say the column names only, like these column names. Okay. So you simply can just copy this thing up to this, save our time. Okay, up to this, it's fine. How we wanted to call those as real time. It will be declaring as real-time profit the result. Just say line from book details. Okay, that's all. Let's go ahead and execute it. Successfully ran. So we can see first it is calling all the all the um, all the book names, right? And beside each and every book name, it is telling you the profit percentage. Okay, so it's clear. Okay, fine. You might have a question of, right, like we are having so many decimals, but in real world, do we have so many decimals are returning? We are returning no, right? So in that case, wherever you have calculated, right, so you just specify round, so the round, and then how many decimal you need. By that way, you can restrict seeing the decimal. So just round, then inside the entire calculation up to this, you give 2. We need up to 2 decimal points. And then this. So if you are going to run it now, it should be, yep, it should be give you the 2 decimal, up to 2 decimal point values. I hope the function is clear. In case you wanted to see the entire table, not just the book name, you wanted to see the all other rows, right? So in that case, what you have to do is you just have to call all of them, right? So after select, instead of just book name, you mention all the columns you're having, discount percent, and everything. So in that case, just select and then execute. You'll be able to see the entire table with the real-time profit in place. I hope it is clear. We have covered the function section. Covering this function itself took a little bit of extra time. So just wait for the another video that I'm going to upload where I will talk about the procedure. Thank you.